Hi, everybody. I'm back. I finally built up a batch big enough to do an unboxing, and I'm very excited about these five guys, all Joes. And we have a couple that were like from the OG line Joes, like a couple of the earliest characters. So, all guys, all on the Joe team. Let's go. First up, Dial Tone. So, Dial Tone. His real name, I think, is, I may get some of this confused because my memory is shit, but I think his real name is Jack Morelli, and he's from Eugene, Oregon. And as a kid, he was very interested in engineering, especially when it comes to like radio and telecommunications, that kind of stuff. So he was like a whiz kid. And he joined the Army, didn't expect to stick there, but he enjoyed more so than he thought he would, the actual action part of it, shooting Cobra and doing all that stuff. But he stayed in the Army for his comrades and to be dial tone, to be the guy in the field that makes sure all the radio communications and everything is working well. So that is his specialty, is making sure communications for the Joe team are seamless and in place and probably unhacked by Cobra and all that kind of stuff. So he's one of the guys in charge of that kind of stuff. I waffled on getting him because I like his character, but I don't love him. But they put it on sale, and I was like, okay, I like him enough at that price, right? So, Dial Tone. Next up, one of the OG Joes, Rock and Roll. So, Rock and Roll, he grew up, his real name is Craig McConnell. He grew up in Malibu, California. So as a kid, like, he surfed, he lifted weights, he played bass in a band, and he loved loud music. Had a very affable personality. He was a good friend. Like, he was just an all-around awesome dude, right? So when he decided to join the military, his love of action and loud noises made him perfect for guns. Big guns. So he, no good picture of it there, but sometimes he'll have like one of those big repeaters. Sometimes he'll have two of them, just like gah, 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 gah. So he's like one of those guys that carries the big guns, kind of like Jesse the Body Ventura in the original Predator movie, right? Like, he's got one of those big fucking Gatling guns and just going off. So so that's his specialty, and his original character was in that first line in 1982. He was, I think they said there was 16 or 17 characters released in that original line, and Rock and Roll was one of those guys. As for Dial Tone, he was series 5, I believe, so like 1986, something like that. Next up, Flint. Flint was a really cool character. So G.I. Joe had a few people at the tops of their leadership. They had Hawk at the top, Duke was under Hawk, and then those were the two like supreme guys that were in charge of G.I. Joe. But then they had a few others that were like below them and would handle some stuff for them. And Flint was one of these guys. His real name is Dashiell Fairborn. He's from Wichita, Kansas, and he's qualified in all sorts of stuff: helicopter piloting, halo jumping. He can pretty much do it all. But what makes him most brilliant is his tactical planning and his ability to put a plan of action together that has the best chance of succeeding. So, and he was a scholar before he went to the Joes. He has an English degree, so and he was a Rhodes Scholar. So his ability to, you know, stay in school, get a big degree, and concentrate mentally on that kind of stuff made him perfect for like tactical planning. Like, he can sit through briefings, he can study maps and notes and think and you know, get the gears going about well, what's the best plan of action here, right? So his past as a scholar made him perfect for what he became in the Joes. And he also had a love interest, Lady J, she's around. Oh no, she's right there. You can't. She's kind of behind Beachhead and Shipwreck there. They had a little something going on the side, those two. Next up, a bit of a special one here. Oh, and Flint's character, his original figure was released in 1985, I believe. This one's cool. I had his original character. I believe he debuted in the G.I. Joe movie. And he is Law with his little doggy friend Order. Law and Order. So his real name, oh shit, Craig. Oh fuck. No, that was rock and roll. It's like Charlie something. I can't remember. I can't remember anything about where he's from. Let's see. Does it say on the back? Christopher. His real name is Christopher something. Christopher Levine. Yeah. I can't remember where he's from though. But basically, he's a military policeman. So he's not an actual like JoJo. He's in charge of security and protocols surrounding the security of the G.I. Joe team. So although he is a member of the team, he's kind of not at the same time. And so he's no nonsense. He takes his job very seriously. And to back him up, he's got his German Shepherd police dog Order. So he's trained in not only being a military policeman, but also in like dog handling, canine handling, and just has a natural affinity with animals, kind of like Mutton Junkyard here, right? So we're gonna add a second doggy to the collection. Last up, here's the other OG. Oh, his character, 1987. I think I said that. Next one, last one. It's a bit bigger, and it's Hawk. Colonel Hawk. So the original G.I. Joe toy, he was released in 1982, and he was released with this same kind of set. This mobile missile rack or whatever was kind of one of his specialties. So when I show the original toys from the 80s, you'll see the box isn't just a Hawk single figure thing. It's actually, he's got the mobile missile thing with him. So they kind of re-released him in the same vein in the classified series. So his real name is Clayton Abernathy. He's from Denver, Colorado, and he came from a wealthy family. So his family could afford to put him in West Point, and once he was there, he just flew through everything. He like tops of the class. There's nothing he couldn't do. And not only did he have a natural affinity for everything they threw at him, he would be early on in his career out on the front lines, doing the dirty work, getting his hands dirty. And so when he eventually became the G.I. Joe leader, so he's the guy at the top of the food chain. In terms of the actual G.I. Joe team, then there's other guys in the government that are higher than him, but not part of the Joe team. They kind of give the Joe team their directives, right? So, but Hawk is the like bona fide top dog in the G.I. Joe team. And Duke is kind of the guy under him. So Duke reports to Hawk, but the G.I. Joe team respect Hawk because they know that not only does he know his shit, but he's been out there, he's seen it all, he's done it all, he's bled with people. There's these kind of people are the ones you go and fight for and with, not the people that don't know what the hell they're talking about and have never done it themselves and pretend like they do, and you're just like, piss off, right? Just like at work, right? So the thing with Hawk is that this here, all in his green, this was his like original outfit when he had the 1982 release. But in later years, his outfit kind of changed into like a brown bomber, like flight jacket almost, with like green camo pants. So there's certain characters that don't really change throughout the series, and then there's certain characters that do change. So Hawk has a few looks throughout the series. Cobra Commander, like I've got 2 different Cobra Commanders there, and there's probably a couple more I could add. So certain guys did have these like wardrobe changes over the years, whereas somebody like Bazooka back there with the 14 shirt, he never had anything different. That's all he wore the whole series, right? So the Hawk I remember most is the one with the brown jacket and the camo pants, not the all green. But I kind of wanted this set because this is just OG Hawk, and it comes with the vehicle. So I was like, I could have got just the regular character, but I was like, no, I'm gonna go with this one, and I'm happy that I did. So right now I'm gonna show you their G1 original 1980s toys, so you can have a look at what they look like. So here we go. Yeah, so there you can see, especially Rock and Roll and Hawk, they look really really old. Eh? Like those are like OG figures, and then you can see Hawk's picture in the box with the mobile missile set. Like that's how he originally came. So I like how they're keeping things kind of so true to the original run back in the '80s when they're re-releasing these figures in this bigger, more detailed kind of fashion. And I still remember as a kid buying GI Joe toys, and I remember buying the figures. But I always remember when you were able to get a vehicle, it was just so special because you'd open that box, the blueprints would come out like white paper with all these blue grids on it, and it would show you the you know the schematics of the vehicle, and then there would also be instructions because some of the vehicles you had to do not a lot of assembly on, but a little bit, and then put the stickers on, and then if it came with a character, you also had a new character with it that you could plunk into it. Oh, such a special time. I miss being a kid. I miss the '80s and the '90s, but at least they're still giving me something at my old age that I can continue to add to the shelves. So that being said, let's get these guys out of the box and see what they look like, and get them on the shelves too. Okay, dial tones up first. I brought my scissors because I knew Hawk's vehicle is probably going to give me a bit of trouble with some tie downs and whatnot. All right, so dial tone. So his backpack was very distinct. You can't have him and not have his backpack on him because it's all a big radio set or something, right? He's got a nice little rifle there. Some sort of what looks like a sound dish or something. Little knife. And then it looks like he's got a little phone or something, a little device. Looks like a smartphone. They didn't have that shit back then, though. Looks like a little iPod or something. Meh. Okay, so there's dial tone. You could always tell him a very distinct outfit, the color scheme, and then of course the beret on top. You could always tell dial tone's profile from a mile away, right? Next up, rock and or roll, baby. Love rock and roll. Craig McConnell. Have you seen this boy? Fuck, man. There we go. Rock and roll, now get on with the show. Why? There we go. All right. And with these card back ones, as you know, they come with little stands, which I love. I love that shit. Yeah, so as you can see, he carries a big gun. A big gun. He's got a couple of hands. I might have to put that one in, but it depends on how many hands he might need for his Whatms. Oh, shit, this came flying out. Ah, okay. That attaches to the gun for the ammo. The other fist. His little helmet. They actually had rock and roll die in one of the most recent comic issues. Little radio. Walkie-talkie. And then a little pistol Pete. And then, of course, he's got the big links of ammo to go in the gun. I'll have to figure that out.
Rock and Roll was a pretty distinct character too, just because of his like really crazy blonde hair and the big beard. Like he was a very shaggy kind of guy. Oh fuck! There's a there we go. That's why that didn't want to come out. Sorry, Rock and Roll. Yeah, so there is Mr. Rock and Roll. Okay. Next up, Mr. Flint. And I remember Flint as also having a good sense of humor too. Kind of a sarcastic one, but he was just an all-around good character. He was fun. And then he got to bang Lady J as well. Like, jealous. Meh. Oh! Little stand. There's Rock and Roll stuff. So Flint also wears a beret. And then he's got a bunch of hands. There's a fist. Fist options if you want to have him going dukes on the Cobra. One where he's pointing, because I think at the beginning of the G.I. Joe cartoon, like during the intro, he points at the screen kind of, and all the Joes take off. I think it's Flint that does that. So I think that's probably why they put the pointy fist in there, and then he's got kind of one that's just kind of open. I always usually keep the generic ones in because they're the ones that hold the weapons, you know. But, and Flint backpack, a Flint pistol, and a Flint shotgun, baby. Oh, Arnold would be proud. There he is, Flint. What a beauty.